Do you think these are cookies that taste like brownies? Or are these brownies that look like cookies? Hey, what's up? Today we're gonna do something a bit different. So I have Chef Vic's Cuisine's cookbook here, and I'm gonna try a dessert recipe because you wanted a dessert as well, and it's gonna be the brownie cookies, as you know by the title. And I wanna see how easy it is to follow the recipe, how good it turns out, and how the experience is of making this recipe. So my oven is at 350 according to this. An oven rack is in the middle rack as well. So now I need to prepare some baking sheets with parchment. I'm making only half the recipe. Then I need a large bowl and then add in the flour, cocoa powder, my baking powder, soda and salt. And now I just gotta whisk this to make my dry mix. And looks like now it's time for the chocolate. So it says to add it to a saucepan and then to add in some canola and butter. Now I'm gonna make a personal choice here and just make it with all butter. I just prefer having just butter in my sweets. So my heat is at low for now. I don't want the chocolate to burn. Now if you're making this as well, and if you're melting chocolate directly on a saucepan, just be extra careful. You don't want that chocolate to burn. The preferred way would be to use a double boiler because the risk of the chocolate actually burning is so low because it's just cooking with indirect heat from the steam. Okay, looks like the chocolate is pretty much all the way there. Just the final few chips. And just be careful to just make sure nothing is stagnant at the bottom. You keep moving it so you don't really burn it. And now it looks like it's all nicely molten. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so now I need a tablespoon of milk and a tablespoon of coffee, but instead of that I'm going to use some Jabby. I already have it handy, so I'm just going to put this in. It's caramel flavor. It's going to be great. That smells amazing actually. Coffee with the chocolate. Perfect. I think we can let this cool down now. Okay, I'm gonna use the whisk attachment on my stand mixer. Add 1 egg and then all of my sugar. And then just whisk this on medium-high speed until it's nice and pale. Now I think this should be pale enough. And now we can add all of our beautiful decadent chocolate mixture into this egg. And then just whisk all of this by hand. So now we should be able to add in all of our dried mixture and then fold all that dry with the wet. So I guess this is our brownie batter for our brownie cookie, but it's kind of wet right now, so I'm curious how this will now turn to cookies. So honestly, it's very similar to making either chocolate mousse or even chocolate lava cake. So I guess I see how good this is gonna be because it smells incredible and I love that. So it's like we also have to add in some more chocolate chips. I'll quickly fold that in as well. And now I'm just gonna wrap this up and refrigerate this for 1 hour. And I have to say, I was kind of excited to see that the prep time here says 20 minutes. Maybe it's not including the inactive chill time. Okay, it's been an hour. And now the dough is nice and chilled. So here it is. Looking pretty good, nice and solidified. It says about a tablespoon per portion. So I'm gonna grab my handy little scoop here and we'll start arranging our baking sheet. Perfect. Now these guys are ready for us to bake. 15 minutes at 350. So it's been about 10 minutes, about 9 minutes. Let me just see how it's doing. Okay, it's completely wet, so we definitely have to let it go for the full 15 minutes at least. So let's have a look. It's looking incredible. Let's take it out. So it should be a bit moist with a little bit of crumbs, which is perfect. Now it doesn't say it here, but I'm gonna just transfer it onto a wire rack. That usually helps cool down the cookies much faster. And the best thing actually to transfer the cookies is a fish spatula, just like this. Easily slides under anything because it's so thin. Just look at that thinness. Now there's no way that I'm gonna wait for 15 minutes to eat this because this just looks so good. So let's just have a bite. But this is amazing, and thank you, Chef Wick, for this awesome recipe in your awesome book, and I can't wait to try even more. So comment down below, what else would you like me to try in this book? Here it is. It's pretty delicious and you can't go wrong with it. I've flipped through a bunch of recipes and there's a lot that I want to make. I know cookies were a big thing for me a couple of months ago, so I had to see how these cookies tasted. For more videos just like this, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. See you next time.